Hey Kipsters, today we're going to analyze the impact of dialogue on a narrative. This is going to help us understand how authors use characters, words to shape a story, or how it drives the plot, or also how it just develops a story arc. We're going to focus on chapter 5 of To Kill a Mockingbird, just a short piece right here that I pulled. It's important for you to notice the thinking steps and the think work that I do, as you will do this on your own. And notice, what is it that you're going to have to do? What's the think work? Let's go ahead and get started. Let's take a look at this document right here. Below I have the thinking steps of analyzing the impact of a dialogue on a narrative or in a story. I have what I'm going to look for, and then I have the thinking steps stretched out right here, where I'm going to type my think work. And then also I'm going to put everything together in a scholarly response below. In particular, I'm going to take a look at what Scout's comments reveal about herself. So what dialogue that's created that so what dialogue is included with Scout, what she's saying, and what does that show about her. Let me go ahead and highlight that. Orange. The very first thing I want to do is summarize the context. I want to take a look at the setting, the characters, and know what they want. So let's go ahead and get started. Next morning, when I awakened, I found Jem and Dale in the backyard deep in conversation. When I joined them, as usual, they said, "Go away." "Will not. This yard as much as mine as it is yours, Jem Finch. I got just as much right to play in it as you have." Well, looks like I found my answer to that first step there. So it was Jem, Scout, and Dale. Well, Jem and Dale in the backyard deep in conversation. Scout obviously wants to join them, and they're like, "Shoo away. Get out of here, sister." So let's go ahead and jot that below, my think work. So, where? The backyard. Who? Jem and Dale, deep in conversation. Scout wants to join them. What do the boys want? They want Scout to go away. And she's like, "No." Now the next step. I want to analyze the dialogue and look for evidence of word choice that show the character's thoughts, feelings, opinions, or traits. Like, that kind of just tell me what kind of person she is. All right, let's continue. Right here she says, "Will not. This yard as much as mine as it is yours, Jem Finch. I got much as right to play in it as you have." So this right here is obviously showing that she's kind of righteous. She's like, "Hey, wait a minute. I can be here too." Dale and Jem emerge from a brief huddle. "If you stay, you gotta do what we tell you, Jem Worm." "Well," I said, "who's so high and mighty all of a sudden?" This shows a little bit how sassy Scout is. I'm going to go ahead and jot these pieces down. So, one, this shows a little bit of the thoughts of what Scout has towards Dale, how she thinks he's acting high and mighty. You see her feelings a little bit with that sense of ownership of the yard when she says this yard is mine just as much as it is yours. And then her opinion, she has a right to play. Kind of putting these pieces together, it seems like they reveal or show Scout's confidence. She's confident. Also, she's a little bit sassy. Or righteous. Like, what's right and fair. Oops. Alrighty. Now step 3. We want to analyze the dialogue's impact on the plot. So we want to look for decisions and actions and changes and feelings or things that develop the story arc or move the plot forward, right? So let's go ahead and take a look. Now it's important to recognize that every scene is there for a reason, so we need to reread and find it. So we know the kids are playing here. Now let's continue to see what we find out. "If you don't say you'll do what we tell you, we ain't gonna tell you anything," Dale said. "You act like you grew 10 inches in the night." "All right, what is it?" Jem said placidly. "We are going to give a note to Boo Radley." "Just how?" I was trying to fight down the automatic terror rising inside me. It was all right for Miss Maudie to talk. She was old and snug on her porch. It was different for us. Jim was merely going to put a note at the end of a fishing pole and stick it through the shutter. If anyone came along, Dill would ring the bell. Dill raised his right hand. In it was my mother's silver dinner bell. I'm going around the side of the house, said Jim. We looked yesterday from across the street, and there's a shutter loose. Think maybe we can stick it on the windowsill at least. Jim! Now you're in it. You can't get out of it. You'll just stay in it. Miss Priss. Okay, but I don't want to watch, Jim. Somebody was... Yes, you will. You will watch the back end of the lot, and Dill's going to watch the front of the house and up the street. And if anybody comes, he'll ring the bell. That clear? All right. So, we have this plot piece here now. And I can see here how this is going to drive the story. So it looks like some action's going to happen here in a minute. So this is moving the plot along because the boys give in to her and they end up telling her the plan to give a note to Boo Radley. So there's the action piece there. Now bringing these all together, I'm going to jot them in the scholarly response that I have crafted. So one of the things that I noticed here in particular was that Scout's comments show that she is righteous and headstrong. She speaks to Jem with such authority, stating, will not, this yard's as much as mine as it is yours. Jim Finch, I got as much a right to play in it as you have, and calls out Dill for his high and mighty attitude. Scout's comments impact the plot because now she's in on the boys' plan about passing the note to the mysterious neighbor, Boo Arthur Radley. All right, you're going to do this too, keeping in mind to follow the criteria for success, including these pieces. You should have a minimum of 3 sentences as well. And then you're going to copy and paste your response into Elluminate once you're done. All right, thank you.